as we're stuffing our mouths full of illegal American cheese, cheddar, jalapeno dip.
That is good shit.
Good shit.
I would sell my
Cheese
soul
crap.
for that.
I bought 2 and the other one's in the freezer because I'm smart like that. I stocked up.
Oh yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah. And the chips are Chi-Chi chips from Menards. So I bought 4 of those bags because they're good. I love those chips.
Everything is good.
I know.
I love food.
Yeah. So this is Jazz.
And Sher as I'm swallowing my jalapeno.
Chug it down. Chug, chug. And I'm drinking Land Shark beer for something different. I left all my my Dasaki at the cottage.
Oh.
That's okay. But I don't really drink, right? Like So this is an honor and a pleasure to sit down with my pod partner and do a little Thirsty Thursdays.
Thirsty Thursdays with some jalapeno and cheddar.
Whoa, that was a good one.
That was,
So after we had some audio technical difficulties and got that shit sorted out, here we are.
We're back.
We are back.
I think we're back.
Well, we're going to just intro some of the Gimli Psychic Fair episodes that we were able to record last month. It was a wonderful event. It was a great event, actually. A lot of cool people we got to talk to. Filling in for Sher was Ashley and Kelly from the Winnipeg Paranormal Group. Thank you, girls. Thank you.
Yay.
Golf clap, golf clap. Woo. And we also had Teresa, our friend, came out from Pod Squad and helped. Pod Squad, woo! Woo-hoo. She came out to help with cash duties. Alas, I only sold 3 t-shirts. So, boo! Anyway, that's fine. That's fine. But in saying that, with the Psychic Fair coming up, Amy is just a wonderful, amazing woman, and I had the pleasure of getting to know her over coffee a few weeks back, and she is going to be doing it again in Winnipeg this time. So hopefully Cher can make it out.
We should make Ouija t-shirts. Ouija t-shirts?
Ouija?
Ouija t-shirts?
Ouija?
Yes. No.
Yeah, totally. Let's do her.
That would be cool.
Do her. So that's going to be the Psychic Fair is going to be coming to Winnipeg this fall, and that'll be on October 29th, just before
the big day.
Before the veil gets thin.
Before the main event.
That's right. And we have a lot of other cool things coming up, so please stay tuned for that. And
booze, buses.
Spirits with Spirits. We're hoping to do a bus tour to a couple of the local
bars.
Pubs that...
pubs. I like
pubs. A pub crawl.
The pub crawl, bar crawl.
Zombie crawl.
Bar crawl makes me feel like we're like slobber drunk. Pub crawl is like, hey, let's go get a pint.
Let's pickies up.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
I know. It has a different connotation.
Yeah.
We just gotta clear it with a couple of the bars that they're cool if we sit in there and record and do it. 2 hours this bar, 2 hours that bar. Nothing formal.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see. It's just kind of funny that some of these institutions, they only are haunted when it's Halloween season.
That's right, yeah.
So it is October. That's right.
Sales go up.
So we would invite all you people to come out and meet us. Sherry doesn't quite like that, but shit happens.
I don't know why. This is like a podcast has turned into like...
It's for funsies.
Funsies. I know.
In any event, please enjoy this next episode, and it is part 1 of the Gimli Psychic Fair. Ooh,
yeah, bet you
cool.
knew that though.
I saw that coming. Enjoy. We tell ghost stories. We receive ghost stories. We're Winnipeg's first and only paranormal podcast. So,
really?
And we just do Winnipeg and Manitoba. Please have a card. Check this out.
Oh,
we're downloaded in 43 countries. We've been doing this 4 years on and off beyond hiatus. And we're here to record people's stories and just, anything and everything.
Go ahead. Do you want to talk or anything? No?
No? Okay, that's okay. That's okay, for sure.
Maybe later. Okay, thank you.
Sounds good. Have a good day, ladies. I'm glad you ladies are here. We just adore you guys, so this is really nice. Thank you. Yeah. Of course. How was your St. James investigation? Wait a second. We should introduce this. This is Jazz.
Oh.
Wait, this is Jazz.
This
is
Kelly. Ashley.
From the Winnipeg Paranormal Group, and we are at the Mystics, Mediums, and Mindfulness Fair, but also called the Psychic Market in Gimli, Manitoba today. And this is Giving Up the Ghost podcast. So my co-hosts today are Kelly and Ashley, and they've recently been doing some investigation work at the St. James Museum.
Yeah.
How was that?
Insane.
Interesting. It was It was quite the night.
Yeah, it was extremely active. Can you hear us okay? Is this okay?
I think we're okay. I did sound check before.
Like
I know
super
there's super.
loud in here.
Yeah.
You know what? As soon as I went into the basement where the jail cell is, my ghost box said her name twice.
Oh, her specific name.
Her
it said twice.
specific name.
And she wasn't
wow.
in the room with her.
Yeah, she wasn't even there. She was in a different building.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was creepy.
Yeah, that's very
And-
specific.
And I had never, I didn't go to the St. James Museum event last year with you guys because I was at a different paranormal event.
yeah.
And Ashley's like, it was not.
It was nowhere near as active.
Really?
You know, there are people that, I always call them beacons because of Exy. They're beacons that kind of draw in activity because
course.
they're like, hey, this person can see or hear me, so I'm going to go over to this person and
Yeah.
talk to them.
Yeah, of course.
So of course,
Well, 'cause they're
right?
Looking
if
for
somebody
attention.
can actually
Right.
see you or
Yeah.
hear you, then you're going to go over to them. Where I was, my equipment was going crazy. Things were going off when no one was over there. My batteries were draining.
Oh.
And in the house you were at, it was crazy. You said.
We had, so the attendees got just a very brief history before they went on the investigation of the houses, right? But no names were given,
Yep.
right? Just very brief. And the first group I had, they turned on the ghost box, and they were walking around, and they asked who was with them. And they got the name of the original owner of the house.
Wow.
It came, so clearly. You heard
Yeah.
it. William Brown.
Really, eh?
Yeah, I heard it from the other room. It was
Crazy.
crazy.
Yeah,
and then, people were having very similar experiences, very similar feelings in the rooms.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't like one bedroom in particular.
Oh,
It
okay.
felt very negative.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an interesting night.
Yeah. That's so cool that you're able to, because, everything's hit and miss when you investigate, as you guys know. So, I
Yes.
mean, it's so cool that you actually get not just words and voices, but so clear that it's actually the specific names. How can
Yes.
people deny that? Seriously.
Yeah. And I feel like lately it's been a lot of specifics. In places when we were, I was at the Firehouse Museum last night and we were doing, it was a Ouija board session.
Mm-hmm.
And I was standing there I always volunteer my friends who, if they attend, if you ever attend an event, forget it. You're going to be volunteered to do all of this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. I'd volunteer, no problem.
So they had gotten the number 32 because we were in that room, in that specific room where stuff had happened. That room that I'll tell you more. I'll tell you about that after.
You take your time. You tell us anything and everything you want to tell us.
So they said they looked at the person who volunteers at the Firehouse Museum. They said, when did this specific person, how old was he when he died? And they got the number 32, and he goes, oh, he was 32. And they're like, no.
Freaky.
So then they did it again,
Yeah.
and they said when... And they got 1915. I think it was 1950.
Okay.
And they found out that specific person was born in 1950.
So do you think
it was
that
all specific?
So we all know spirits gravitate and transient and all that good stuff. So do you think what his connection to the firehouse might have been, or maybe the fire across, because the Royal, what was it, the Royal Victoria, the hotel that was across, right? You know what I'm saying?
Is that across from there?
Yeah, it was right beside the CP station.
You know what? There's a lot of people. There are quite a few people who are connected to the firehouse. Some people have died in the firehouse.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
And
there's 2 or 3 reported deaths
Yeah.
in the firehouse.
And
Wow.
then there are some people who are connected to it
Yeah.
that have passed away.
But I mean,
So
it
there's
could have been just
lot of-
a dedicated firefighter that just loved his job so much and
Yeah.
came back, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
And Ashley, when Ashley and I were in there, that was the last time I was in there before last night. Mm-hmm. We got quite a bit of activity
That was a
in there
weird
as well.
night too.
It's a pretty active place.
We
Wow.
had a ghost
Yeah.
box turn on by itself with no power, like no
No.
batteries in it.
Oh,
Turned on.
I just got the hairs on my arms on that one.
Yeah. Like
But
just
I
some of
do,
the crazy stuff.
I do when they do a tour the next time of the firehouse at some point. When we first started podcasting with this, with this Giving Up the Ghost, our third wheel we called Jen. She's now retired, but she was a firefighter for 29 years. I would love to bring her to the fire station there because can you just imagine, right?
Yeah.
So
I think that things would be drawn to her, definitely.
for sure.
Yep.
I think she would even pick up on things. She has little people in her house too, for what it's worth.
Oh, does she?
Very crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Like I believe her.
Where does she live? Does she live here?
In EK.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. And coincidentally enough, I've done property searches on her house to a dead end, just like where Ashley, where you were renting.
Yeah.
I am still investigating. I found some really weird stuff about that property that house was
Really?
built on. And what
Oh,
I'm
you have to
thinking,
tell us.
I know, I haven't done the full, what I suspect and what I feel, because the school was there before many of the houses on that street, like that's how old that school is, and you were seeing little girls and stuff. I think something might have happened to some kids on that property that might have been like a farm pasture type thing. That's
That
what
would
I
make
feel.
That would make sense.
Yeah. So if we can,
That little girl looked like she was in the picture. It looked like she had like a white dress.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel.
Yeah.
I feel it might have been like what they call death by misadventure for these kids or this a child perhaps from the school wandering onto the property.
Yeah, maybe.
So,
Yeah.
Morning.
Good morning.
Do you have a ghost story? Do you have a ghost story? No? Do you like ghost stories?
Please check us out.
Winnipeg's first and only paranormal podcast for 4 years. I mean, we're probably not the only one, but yeah. And this is Winnipeg Paranormal Group. They do the investigations, so yeah.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. Thank
Nice
you.
to
Have a
meet
great
you.
day. But yeah, so going back to your property or the place that you were, I firmly believe because that school was there longer than most of those properties, and that one strip was empty for so long. I think it must have been farm, because like that's a lot of the places in the city were back in the day,
Yeah.
So maybe the child died by misadventure, they go playing on trees.
And she's just trying to get attention or crossover.
She doesn't even know,
Yeah. Yeah.
Who knows? I'm still looking into it though, but because now my focus, I put that together for the last stitch of research I did on that property. I've gotten up to late 40s, early 50s, and there was still no house. Like it was still that stretch of property. So that's why I'm thinking there could have been like maybe outbuildings on the property. There was one house further up closer to Levi that there is an actual house. So I think they owned that whole chunk,
Okay.
All right.
So then I'll turn my focus in researching that particular house to see who the owner was, if it was one maintained owner.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to turn my attention to the school.
Hello.
Morning.
Hello.
Yeah, so that's where we're at with the research for your, because I'm very curious. I'm driven.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because she wasn't the only one that reported hauntings in there. Right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Something happened for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that's the same thing with my friend Jen in EK. Same thing. There was just the one house, and it's still there on the street. I'll tell you guys later which street it is. It's by little people and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And so there's something happening in her house. Things will disappear,
Oh yeah.
and then they'll reappear. And she even saw something out of the corner of her eye, like a movement of something small.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well, you
Well,
know, you
that's
can
when
always
you mention the hold folk. That's what people always
it is.
said.
Yeah, totally.
you can always mention, our name. We can
Oh
come and
yeah.
help her.
Oh, she would
right?
love to have you guys over. Oh, totally. Yeah. But the coolest story she told about her house, like she's a good girl. Like she's independent. She does everything. She renovated her whole house on her own.
Wow, wow, nice.
And so anyway, long and short of it, when she's very organized with her tools in a very specific way. So on her bench in the basement, she has a place for everything and everything in its place. And then when she went to go put her tools away, she couldn't find her level, like a metal level.
Right.
She couldn't find it. And the last thing she did was sealed up the drywall and everything in her bathroom. And she's like, did I put it like in the dry, like, you know, because she searched everywhere, right? And then she did her stud finder. Sure enough, there was something long and metal over her shower, and she's like, I am not going to rip this up, right? So then after a while, other things started missing, like underwear, sunglasses, right? And then she just kind of like just said out loud, can you please put this stuff back? And then the next time she forgot about it, next time she went down in the basement, the level was on the shelf where it's supposed to be.
That's
You
cool.
tell me.
Yeah.
And she's seen like little footprints and stuff. And
Really?
I said, you need to sprinkle flour and salt and stuff around your bed, you know, just to see,
Yeah.
you know. Anyway, that's Jen.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's very cool.
very cool. But yeah, I'd love to come with you guys and check out the St. James one one time, you know, see what we can pick up and
It was really active.
yeah.
And we saw something in the basement with, I have one of those, not a fleur, but like it does the same thing.
Right.
And they could see something like in the wall.
Morning.
And we were just like, what is that? And then they were just like, it's moving. So
Really?
it was like moving along inside the wall. Because we were like, there's nothing here.
Oh
like,
my
we were looking to
God.
see if there were, you know, boxes or like electric boxes or something, or furnace, furnace or something.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
And I mean, I guess they have to put those places up to code, electrical speaking, but otherwise it's not as junked up as most places would be.
And then
you know?
3 different people reported seeing a shadow figure down there while we were there that night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We covered the St. James. Morning.
Good morning.
We covered St. James in one of our episodes. I want to say 2020. And yeah, it's a very active place. The people that work there, right? Because they have volunteers, or I shouldn't say I guess students or whatever it is, and they reported that there's a trunk that I guess keeps slamming and stuff.
Yep. Chairs move on their own.
Right.
Yeah. Like move.
Yeah.
Wasn't there singing or something too, or
They've
kids?
heard singing. They've heard laughing. Just this last time when we were there, they said recently they've had a chair that actually like flipped
Wow.
in the like. Someone watched it flip.
Watch. I'd be out of there so fast.
Right.
Well, maybe not me, but the average person. You know, I'd be like, okay. What else you got?
God. Right?
Just kidding.
We were like, okay.
It's like,
I'm going to get my equipment right now.
yeah. Show us what you can do.
That's
I'll
right.
be back.
Yeah. Well, that's like when stuff happened in Ashley's house. I'm like, all of our equipment had died, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm going to get my phone.
Yeah.
And so I just start taking pictures like crazy, and that's when one of them came out with a little girl.
Just because you came with mom and dad, you're awesome. You're awesome sauce. There you go. And does mom have a ghost story?
I do.
Yeah? Do you want to tell it or?
No, it's fine.
Yeah?
Or,
Sure.
okay.
Step on down. We're all about the ghost love. So I'm Jazz.
Hi.
I'm with Giving Up the Ghost podcast. These are my co-hosts for the day from Winnipeg Paranormal Group.
Hi.
And what is your name?
My name's Megan.
Megan. Hi, Megan.
Hi.
So what is your story?
A few years ago, I worked at the St. Andrew's Rectory at church.
Nice.
And one day we were working, I was in the church, and there hadn't been a lot of people in. We were sitting there. My brother was there with me.
Okay.
And it was quiet and not a lot was going on. You've been in that church before. I'm
Oh,
assuming.
yeah, totally.
Yeah. So in the top where they have like the upper
The choir part thing.
Choir
Yeah,
part?
yeah.
Yeah.
Balcony.
So those doors that you go in there, they're locked with like iron into
yeah.
the top and into the bottom.
Yeah.
And it's closed with like a latch, right? And so we were sitting there, and the two of us hadn't said anything to each other in a while. And then all of a sudden, those 2 big oak doors, they opened up.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Really fast. And then they slammed shut like 3 times super fast.
Oh my God.
And the two of us are looking at each other like, did somebody come in? Like, is somebody up there?
Yeah.
And so we So then, of course, I'm like, okay, well, now you go look at it, right? And we're fighting with each other who's going to go. So we're going up the stairs, and I'm holding on to the back of him, just like straight out of a cartoon,
like
right?
sort of like the sacrifice.
Yeah,
Got it.
Yeah. And when we got up there was it was latched, closed into the floor, into the ceiling, and totally closed.
Wow, crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, cool, crazy.
It was very cool. But
creepy cool.
Yeah.
As we like to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
There's also a lady in there that would watch me play organ.
Yeah.
Like if I were playing the organ by myself, she'd be sitting in the.
And what was your part? Like, why were you a volunteer? You said, or what?
Yeah.
Oh,
I worked there as a tour guide.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's super interesting. Yeah, it's very cool. There's definitely a lot of
energy
around there. A lot of vibes. Yeah, for sure.
Sweet. Well, thanks, Megan. Thanks for sharing your story with us. We're
worries.
always looking for stories of St. Andrews, aside from the run around 3 times at midnight stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But that's stuff children folklore stories are made of, right?
For sure.
So awesome.
For sure.
And if
Right on.
you like ghost stories, I can't tell you when this episode will be coming out, but definitely check us out.
Absolutely.
All right.
It was nice to talk to you guys.
Nice to speak with you. Thank you.
Right on.
Bye. Take care. Very cool. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So.
The space where they're experiencing stuff like negative stuff.
Of course.
Sometimes I'll say, you know what, grab onto my hands, and I'll ask the energy to be put onto me instead of on them. Yes.
Well, that's pretty brave. Like, really.
I know. But
We're better equipped to handle it.
yeah,
Sure.
we're more used
I
to
get
it,
that.
right? So
Yeah.
if it's people that are used to experiencing that stuff, we're ready to take that on, right?
But
I
like,
mean,
really,
this is-
you don't
this
know
is
what you're
we
taking
do.
on, is what I'm saying.
That's true. It's true.
So.
But we do have tools, and we do have experiences, and we do talk to other mediums who do, like, down south that we're friends with that do help us with
Of
things
course.
like that. 'Cause
Yeah,
I'll be like, this is what I'm experiencing. What should I be doing right now? So anyways, and
Okay.
it says different words and expressions.
Is it like, I have, let me
It's
see.
the...
I know there's spirit box.
Yeah, but no, it's spirit.
Spirit talk? Spiritus.
Spiritus. Right, where it talks backwards,
I've got,
and then we record
I've got
it.
the one that does the like I have this
Yes.
one.
Well, we use 2 phones, so one will record and then it will play it back, because what it's doing is talking backwards. And then we'll play it.
God.
And then we play it. We'll try it later. And then we
Don't
play
tell
it
me that.
forwards with the other app.
Yeah, for sure.
And then our words are backwards.
Okay, go for it. Yeah. I have one.
I do too. I love that.
You guys have to come to the pod lounge because it's pretty chaotic. We'll have you guys back, and let's sit down with Sher.
I do, yes.
Anything you want to share?
No, not really.
No?
He looks at
That's okay.
I've had a few.
Yeah,
More than a few.
more than a few. Well, if you ever change your mind,
Some
please.
not very nice ones.
Oh, I can imagine. But I mean, if you change your mind, certainly get a hold of us. Yeah. Okay.
Make sure you protect yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, I figured all that out already.
Well, it just makes me think something happened to him.
I know.
negatively, And he might have had to deal with it on his own. And, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, he did take our card too.
Yeah. Oh, good.
That's good.
All right.